Hello everyone. So in this video we'll discuss about the plugin versus workflow, and we'll see which will execute first, plugin or workflow, in this video. So I have taken this different scenario here for the synchronous and synchronous for the workflow and plugin, and I will execute these steps and we'll see which has executed first, and we'll write it down into the result column here. Okay, so for that I have created the workflow and plugin. So this is my workflow update university, and this workflow is registered on the university entity. And the design of this workflow, you can see, it is I have this is the synchronous workflow, and it is being triggered on the change of field called university status here. So if you open the entity record here, so on the change of this field, my workflow will be triggered. Okay, and this is synchronous. I can make this before and after. That is why I have the two conditions taken, before and after. Okay, and going to update the only one field, and this you can see the update stays I have added here, step I have added here. On this update step for the university, I'm going to set the one field, and that is university number here. This is the some simple text field. I'm going to set some text here, and that text I'm going to set this one. So when we'll get this text, which means the workflow has executed. Okay, and likewise I have created the plugin also. So this is the code for the plugin, and this plugin is also for the update. And the here what I'm going to do is I'm taking the target, and for the target entity I'm going to check the if it is my update message, then I'm going to set this field, particular the schema name of this field, to some text here, which is nothing but this plugin text. So when we'll get this value into that field, which means the it has executed from the plugin. And here I have added this if condition, and because when we register the plugin for the post operation, then I will check the which stage it is. So because for the post operation explicitly I have to update my target entity here. That is why I have taken this condition here, and I will explain you why I have taken. I have flowchart for that, and I will explain you that. So before that, this plugin I have registered using the plugin registration tool here. So this is my plugin assemblies here, all plugin steps I have here. So here this step I will be updating for the different scenario, and we will checking that. Okay, so now why I have taken this if condition with the stage equal to 40. So inside my PPT here, I have taken this, I have drawn this simple flow chart, and you can see the when our plugin is registered for any message like create, update or retrieve, then we can have the target, and target can have the entity reference and the entity. It depends on what message you have registered your plugin. If you register your plugin on the create, update or retrieve, then your target will have the entity as a entity as a value there. But when you register your plugin for the message like the delete or the associate, disassociate, in that case the target will have the entity reference. So it's up to like what message you have registered your plugin. Once you have a plugin register and you want to set this when you want to update the value of the target. So in my case, you can see I want to update the target entity here with the some text value. That is why I have taken this workflow to explain you here. So I will set the value here for the target entity. If my plugin I'm going to update for the pre-event, then the CRM core operation will update that my text message to the record, and then it will check if the post, if it has any event register. If it is yes, then it will again, if it has a service call, then the CRM will update that again, that record, and then it will complete that. If the core operation is not having any post event, then finally the CRM, after updating the record, my target record, CRM will complete the process. So we have here in the before CRM we have the pre-event and the post-event. So since I'm going to update my plugin here for the pre and post also, that is why I have taken that condition here. So, and also inside my code here, I'm checking the depth here, because in the post operation, when we update the record, then since we are going to change this value on the on the demo, then this will trigger the workflow and plugin also, so it may cause the loop. And because of that, I have taken this def condition to avoid the loop condition. So infinite loop here, that is why I have taken this condition. So now I think this code is clear to you. Okay, so this is not required. I'll remove this. I'm going to build this. Okay, so I'll build this and update this plugin again. Okay, so I'll go to the plugin station. I'll update my assembly here. Okay, so my assembly is updated. So now I think this graph is clear to you. So because the I want to set the target entity here, that is why I'm checking if I want to set the I want to update the target record. If it is my pre-event, then the core operation will do that. If it is post-event, then explicitly I have to call my service call to update the my record with the what value I want to set here. Okay, so this is the simple flow, and I think you are clear with that. Now coming to the operation here, so my workflow, I'm going to execute for the before condition here, and the plugin step I'm going to update for the pre-validation. So I'm going to take this scenario before and the pre-validation. So in this case, which will be executed first, we'll write it down here, right? So here before I'm going to activate this. Okay, so it has been activated. And for the plugin also, so I'm going to update the step for the pre-validation, and this is an update message for this entity. And you can see the filter attribute I have taken for the university status. So on the change of this field only, I want to execute my plugin update message. Okay, and this is for the synchronous. Okay, so I have updated. So now we'll perform the operation. So first of all, I will create the new record of the university entity. Say it is Stanford University, and I'll take this submit. Since the my plugin of workflow will not be executed on create, because I have not taken on the create condition here. For same for the update for the step also for the plugin, so it will not execute on the create. Okay, to verify the data, I will be checking with the audit history here. This is the audit history. You can see the record is created. Okay, now when I'll change this status from submitted to approved, then my logic will be fired. And let's check which has executed first. Okay, let's save this and audit history, and you can see the value is changed. Still is not clear to me. So submitted approved, then plugin, you can see the plugin has changed this value from the not value. So it was not having value before here, so now I can say the plugin has updated that. So I believe the plugin has triggered first in this case. To verify this, we are going to do one more time another value. I'll submit it here and save this. Okay, and go to the audit history. Okay, now you can see the plugin is always being fired, not the workflow. If workflow would have fired, then it would have set the text value to the workflow here, but it's not coming here. So always the plugin, you can say, is being executed in this case first. Okay, so let's do for some one more time. Okay, and go to the audit history. You can see, yeah, so it's being changed, and but the plugin is only being fired here. So in this case, so we know that the plugin will be fired, so we can write it down between the workflow and plugin. For the before and the sync pre-validation, the plugin will be fired first. Okay, now we'll take the before here, but we'll make this plugin for the pre-operation. So we'll go to the plugin step here, and we'll make this as a pre-operation. Update this, and we'll see this is the tie-up kind of situation for between the plugin and the workflow, because this is a pre-operation, and the workflow is also for the before condition here. So pre-event, this is also pre-event, and this is also the pre-operation. So in this case, which will be executed first? So for that, again, we'll update the record here. So let me check the timing here when it was executed last. Okay, so it was 6:01 p.m. Okay, so now here I will change to the submitted and save this. Go to the audit history, and you can see that at number 2, this time the workflow has updated the text of this field from the this to here to the workflow. So we can see the workflow has executed first, and then the plugin has changed that text to the plugin here. So to confirm that, I will be doing one more time. Okay, save, go to the audit history, and you can say every time the my workflow is being executed first, and then it's being changed, then the plugin is doing the change. So first the workflow is triggered, and then the plugin is being triggered. So in this case, the first workflow will be triggered, and then the plugin. Now we will do the we'll change the workflow now to the from before to after, and we'll check for this condition. So I'm not going to change the plugin step. I'm going to change the workflow. I will deactivate this, and I'll change from before to after. Save this. I'll activate it then. Okay, activate. Okay, so my workflow is activated. Now I'm going to check for this scenario. The plugin is pre-operation and the workflow is after the record. So in this case, obviously the plugin will be triggered first, because as per the workflow, you can see here the first the pre-events will come into the picture, then core operation will update that record, and then the post operation whatever we are having. So the plugin is on pre-event, and then core operation will take that update here, and then finally on the event on the post, that is like the after here, that will be executed. So in this case, definitely the plugin will be executed. So let's verify that. So here I will change this to submitted. Okay, and we'll see the audit history. Now you can see here the plugin is being executed. So in this case, you can see the plugin is executed first. It has changed the value from the value from plugin. So let me do one more time for another. Okay, I'll change this from submitted to approve. Save, audit history. You can see I have changed this value from submitted to approve, and this plugin has fired here, right? So it before the text was workflow, now it has been updated to plugin. So definitely the plugin is triggered, and then afterwards the workflow was triggered, and it has changed the text to workflow. So in this case, definitely the plugin is being triggered first. So we can see the plugin is triggered. Now we'll see this scenario between the after and the pre-validation. So definitely in this case also plugin will be triggered, because we can see for the pre-operation Any event we will take for the pre-operation or the pre-validation. If the workflow is on the start when condition equals to after, then definitely it's going to be plugin then. So no need to verify. I think definitely we validated with the pre-operation. So with the pre-validation also, this is going to be plugin only. Now I'm interested about this one, the synchronous before and after post operation, what will happen. So here as my workflow is on after, and the plugin I'm going to register for the post operation, and we will see which will execute for, because this is also the post event. Workflow is also post event kind of, and the plugin is also post operation, but both are synchronous, right? These two, workflow is also synchronous and my plugin is also will be synchronous. So let's check which will execute it first. So post operation, my synchronous plugin step, and okay, and we'll see which is executing first. So I have updated my step here, okay, and I'm going to perform the operation. So you can see here when I change this status from some approved to submitted, now you can see the first plugin has fired, okay, and because it has changed the text from workflow to plugin, and then later on the workflow has fired and it has changed the text from plugin to workflow. So in this case we can see the first plugin is being fired. To validate this one more time, I'm going to change, and let's see, okay. You can see I changed this from submitted to approved this time, and again the uh, plugin has fired first and then it has the workflow. So we can see that every time when we have this condition after the workflow is when condition start when after, and the plugin is for post operation, in this case definitely the plugin is being triggered first, right? We validated that. So this is the plugin, and then we'll take the before condition here. So I'll change this to before. This is before. Activate it. Let me save this first and activate it. Okay, so I have activated, and now the scenario is this one. My plugin is synchronous post operation, and I have the before condition for the workflow. So in this case we can see definitely the workflow is going to be triggered because this is the before event. So here if you see the diagram, so the workflow is in before event, so definitely the workflow logic will be triggered first, then the CRM operation, then the post operation, whatever we have here, right? So let's check this. We'll validate that. Okay, so before, and this plugin is also the synchronous and post operation. Okay, let's check that. I have changed the text, and then let's check. You can see the workflow is, this is before event, that is why this step is being triggered. It's not clear to me, so let me do one more time. I'll change from submitted to approve, save, okay, audit history. You can see this time this step, this is the step which is being triggered every time for the first step. First time the workflow will be triggered, so this step is executed from the workflow, then the status is changed from submitted to approve, and then the plugin is fired here. To validate this, I will do one more time. Submitted this time, save. Okay, so here you can see uh, I have changed the text from the approved to submitted. You can see the first of all this got tie up. um, Sometimes it's being changed from the workflow to plugin. So this time you can see this is the workflow change update has that happened, and then again from this the plugin is triggered. Okay, so let's do one more time. So still, because the result is not clear, you can see the plugin is fired here between the approved change and this workflow, and then again there is plugin. So there's this result is not clear to me, so I'm going to change the I'm going to test one more time. So here I'll change to approved. Okay, and save this. Now you can see when as soon as I change to approved, but before this step is being fired, right? uh, this step is being fired first because this is the before operation, before the core operation. Definitely the my workflow will update the text to that field to this one, and then plug in a status sorry, record a status change to the approved, and then after that the post operation plugin, what it was doing, it has updated that text to plugin. So definitely this is the workflow is being executed in this case. So this is workflow. Now in case of asynchronous, we'll see what is executed. So first I have to change my workflow to the asynchronous here. So I'll convert this workflow to the background workflow. Okay, so my workflow is now the asynchronous workflow, and I'm going to activate it. And likewise I'll do for the my plugin. So for my plugin, you can see for the post operation only you can make the plugin synchronous asynchronous only. So for the pre events you cannot make your plugin asynchronous, for the post operation only. So when you do the post operation, then you have to update your record, right? That is why I have to have in my plugin I have to add this step here, stage here as equal to 40. Then explicitly I'm going to update my target entity, because this will be not my record will not will be updating by this one, this first CRM call here. As soon as the pre event is as soon as the flow will come here, the first the CRM call will not update my plugin. So this will go to the post operation, and I explicitly have to call my record call my entity to update, and then the core operation will update my record. So here I'm going to make this stage post operation asynchronous. Okay, and we will see which is being executed this time. So workflow is activated and the step is also updated. I'm going to change the status of the record from submitted from approved to submitted. So we have to wait for a few seconds, because the workflow and the synchronous call, it will take some time to execute because this is running in the background. So you can see as 14 I have changed the status from approved to submitted, and we'll refresh that till our plugin or the workflow got executed. It will take some time in the background to get executed. So now you can see the workflow has triggered first, and now we'll see if plugin is being executed after that. So this the call of the workflow and the plugin, which will be called first, that will be handled by the asynchronous queue manager, and it will take the first come first service. So whichever the plugin or workflow it will take, so we'll see that. So as of now we can see the it's being workflow is being triggered first. So we'll do the couple of more updates and we'll check that. So it's been for a while, so it has not updated the I mean the plugin code is not executed. So now we will do one more time. So you can see the workflow is updated first. Okay, so let's do one more time then. Okay, so I'll change this from submitted to approved. Okay, and save this. Now we'll see that the workflow has executed, sorry, the plugin has executed this time. Okay, and then I change the status to this one. So we can see we cannot determine the plugin or the workflow is executed. So we will do a few more update, and then we'll identify. Okay, so as of now we can see the last time this last time the workflow has executed, now this time plugin has executed, and now the workflow has executed, right? So now again I'm going to change that to submitted, and now we'll see. So I changed the approved to submitted. Let's refresh the audit history, and now you can see clearly the first plugin is being executed, then the workflow. So now it is clear. So it is taking few seconds to get update. So definitely after this after the status change, the first call is being done from the plugin and then the workflow. So let's do one more time. Okay, audit history, change from submitted to approve, and you can see the plugin is executed first, then the workflow. So it is clear now that the plugin is asynchronous plugin will be fired first and then the workflow. So in this case the plugin will be fired first. So this was the testing and scenario we have done for the different plugin and workflow for different stages for the plugin steps and the for different type of workflow. And now this is the result for us. So in the interview definitely they may ask you between the plugin and the workflow which will be executed first. So it is based on the what event you have registered your plugin and what workflow your steps you are using. If it is your synchronous workflow, then when you have used before or after, and if it is asynchronous plugin or workflow, then definitely the asynchronous plugin will be executed first. So I hope now it is clear to you, and thank you for watching this video, guys.